Welcome back, Teen Wolf fans. Tonight we're discussing Season 6, Episode 1, Memory Lost. Stay tuned.
You're tuning in to the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah. Teen Wolf is back. What do you guys think about it?
I think I like puppies, I like dogs, but somewhere in between is a teen wolf, and that's what I like to see.
I love it.
I like it.
You guys, we are back for the final season.
Don't say that.
Sweet.
No, I know.
Don't bring us down like
But
that.
there's good news.
Bring us back
Tonight
up.
we're discussing Season 6, Episode 1, Memory Lost, but we've got 9 more after that, and then there's Part B with like another 10 episodes, so
Yeah.
like, is it really the last season?
Nah.
Is it?
No, it's the second to last. This
Right.
is its own thing, and we're back, and it was a pretty cool episode.
I'm stoked. I loved it.
Yes.
Give us an intro.
I have an intro for you guys.
Who are you?
I'm your host this evening, Kristen Snyder. You can follow me at Cinematic Escape on Twitter and at Cinematic_Escape on Instagram, which you totally should because I was at. Thanks, guys. I was at the Teen Wolf premiere party last night, and we're going to get into that in a second, but I want to introduce my lovely host, Alana Jordan.
Hey guys, I'm Alana Jordan. You can find me on Twitter at Alana Jordan and on Instagram at That Alana Jordan Girl.
And Ryan Malaty.
What's up, everybody? Happy to be back. You can find me at Ryan Malaty, and right now I'm sitting at youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV, TV, where we have the hottest and best AfterBuzz and Teen Wolf fans here in the live chat. So if you're going to be chatting up with that community, I'm going to be in there taking questions, seeing your funny comments. Always love to hear from you. You can also tweet us. And throughout the show, I'm going to call out a little screenshot challenge. So we're going to do a little funny pose. You guys throw a screenshot at us, we'll retweet you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
Okay, so I unfortunately couldn't bring you guys last night to the Teen Wolf premiere party,
That's okay. We were busy anyway.
but
Yeah.
I did bring you a treat.
What do we got? Oh my God,
Straight
surprises.
From the premiere party. Thank you, MTV and Teen Wolf,
see
for
that?
having me. Now you guys can open them.
Okay.
It's Christmas morning. Teen Wolf.
All right, let's open it up. What do we got here? It's a little white bag. It says
So yes.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Chocolate.
So either I was
about to lick
MTV.
it.
You can lick them. They are edible.
It kind of looks
They're
like a
chocolate.
direwolf. Like a direwolf, a Game of Thrones direwolf, you know what I'm
I
saying?
like it.
Except for it's a wolf, so
Except
Teen Wolf.
it's a
Except for
teen
it's
wolf.
Teen Wolf.
It's not quite a direwolf.
No.
Scott.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you
love
should
this.
thank
Thank
MTV.
you.
So either MTV gave those to me to give to you guys, or I put them in a bag and put them in my purse and walked out the door with them.
I like both of
Whichever-
those scenarios.
Whichever you want to believe.
Because they both ended
I'd rather give
getting
credit where
candy.
credit's due. That a girl.
You're
They
welcome.
always-
Bringing
how do
the
you-
party home with
Chocolate.
me. What's
It's the
up?
way to a man's heart. Ladies, remember that.
Yes.
You'll be all right.
So anyway, we have some great announcements for you guys. From going to the party last night, I actually talked to a few cast members.
Who'd you talk to?
I talked to Kylan Rambo, who is going to be joining us next week to break down
Hey.
episode 2 with
Mason.
us. Yes,
Mason's
Mason, for
coming
those of
in.
you who don't know. And Cody. Yes. And also, we're going to have Cody Christian on this season hosting with us. Yes.
Got a chance to meet a bunch of those guys with Kristen at Comic-Con. That was a fun time. They're an awesome bunch, and can't wait to see them here in the studio. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, they're super excited to come in. One last surprise. We have Liam Dylan Sprayberry going to be joining us this season.
Duh.
Yes!
Get out.
Can you believe it?
If this mic wasn't already on the table, I'd be dropping it right now.
That is the only thing better than chocolate.
It's
I didn't think
special
anything could get
guest.
better.
Sprayberries.
I'm loving it.
All right, guys. Well, stay tuned. We have so much to look forward to this season. So many guests. Right now, we're going to get into the episode.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's dive
So,
right in. Dive right in.
I primarily want to start with the Ghost Riders.
Yeah.
Because-
Riders.
Yeah, I mean, just like the villains are always the best part for me because the season centers around the villains, right? So it seems like were you guys scared? What were your first impressions of these Ghost Riders with magic bullets?
Okay, it was a little freaky. You know, it kind of picked up where it left off last season. And immediately you're thrown into, okay, what's in the car? What's in the car? It's a kid. Okay, well, that's not too scary. But then when they see that it's like this old Western style thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm always afraid about what I don't see. You know, what I can't quite comprehend. My imagination fills in the gaps with terrible, terrible things. And I think the whole concept of being forgotten and being lost and not, you know, the people who are closest to you not remembering who you are, the non-existence of it, that's the most frightening thing of all.
I think that's a deep fear within all of us, being forgotten.
Yeah, it plays into both the physical fear and the psychological fear of being, you know, not only are you taken, you're erased. There's just nothing. It's worse than dying because it's like you never were.
Exactly. Anything you had done, your legacy, gone.
In some cultures, that's worse than death. Like the ancient Greeks, it was so important just for someone to remember your name. It was glory.
I agree. I feel that way now.
Yeah.
Check out my Instagram.
Cinematic Escape.
Yeah. And what if it's just not there when you go to Cinematic Escape? What if it's not there?
Oh, could you imagine?
What if
Instagram
is down for a day and I lose it? Imagine if
remember
all
me.
of you. No.
Would you not feel like your life was just erased? Because I kind of
your
go
social
through
media
it.
was.
Yes.
It's our photo album. It's our memories.
Exactly.
It's our life. Back your phones up, people. Back
I do
it
have
up.
to say, though,
bag it up.
I love the way that they shot the Ghost Riders, though. Like the way that it looked, it just had this creepy kind of revamped Western Headless Horseman vibe.
Yeah.
Like it kind of felt like Westworld and Walking Dead and like everything mixed together. And then also psychological warfare thrown on top. Terrifying.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I want to hear their backstory. I'm sure we'll get it halfway through the season, figure out what that is. But so far, it just seems like, you know, they go on these wild hunts, and if anybody sees it, you're lost.
But here's the thing. It's almost like you're chosen to see it, right? Because, you know.
I like that. Keep going. What are you going with there?
Because Hayden couldn't see it. Couldn't see the horses at the end, right? Even though he's like, they're right there. Can you see them? No, she can't. But if she does, then she's in trouble. So it's like they reveal themselves to people who are kind of in their I don't know, their line of fire. You know, I don't really know. Maybe it will present itself why certain people can see these things and why others can't. But if you are, the myth goes, if you see the wild hunt, then you consider yourself lost.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the variable is that decides whether or not you can see them, but that's the determining factor. Yeah.
And unfortunately, it looks like our favorite character is gonna be the one lost this season. I mean, would we have it any other way? Because it means the most if it's Stiles, right?
Yeah. Oh, how heartbreaking was that when his own dad...
How cute was he this whole episode, though? Like, from start to finish, they just added it. You always know something bad is going to happen to Stiles when they're like, here, look how cute his goofy grin is. Photo. Here, watch him run away. And he's so cute and goofy. Get ready to be upset.
And you know what? I blame that little Arya Stark-looking kid named Alex.
I don't blame
him.
I blame him. I blame the child.
Well, let's get into Alex's story.
Okay, let's.
So we see him and his parents, and we get this flashback through Scott using the memory claw tool, you know, to go back through his memories. And then we see that, you know, he was traveling in his family's car, and then they had just come from a scary movie. Of course, that apparently came true then.
Yeah.
So and then my favorite part was when we went to the house. Do you want to talk about that?
I do love going. I just love too that the whole setup is first, you know, Stiles talking to Scott, like they have the mess up at the beginning with the helium tanks, and they're like, they don't need us anymore. And Stiles is the one who's so desperate for some sort of supernatural activity. And then he's the one that, he's so excited.
Well, I think they're prepping us also for 6B when, you know, Scott and Stiles go to college and they're not going to be there. But Scott's all like, it's a good thing.
They're not going to be there.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I asked,
like that.
Quick break to the chat. I asked, what is your biggest fear? Prince Wright says, biggest fear, waking up naked encased in Jell-O.
Wow, that
Some
sounds
people
like...
actually that's a fantasy
Yeah,
for some people.
that doesn't sound so
bad
bad.
at all.
That's so scary. Let's see.
Sounds like free Jello to me.
And Mark
Yeah.
Murphy says my biggest fear is either clowns or suffocating/drowning.
What if a
Ew.
clown was drowning you?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I think
Sorry,
we just found part B.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry about that. She gets a little imaginative sometimes. It's not gonna happen, okay? It's not gonna happen. Maybe it
Ryan, where can they go and ask us questions and,
guys-
and comment?
could. Go to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV and hop on that live stream. It's streaming live right now. I know some of you listen to afterwards, but during the show we have a live chat and there's a lot of fun characters in there.
I love that one
Spilling
of
their
our viewers, their biggest fear is waking up naked when that's how Malia just shows up.
Yeah, she just shows up.
And like
Yes.
nobody bats an eye. They're just like, oh, here's naked Malia. saying what
Coyote
up.
Beauty, am I right?
That was the best. Can someone write that entrance for me just anywhere I show up? I mean, it was beautiful, right?
It was awesome.
Okay, next week.
Yeah.
That'll be how we start
Kristen
the show.
shows up.
I will
Like a-
totally start the show that
Like
way.
an
Be
animal.
awesome.
Super
I love it.
majestic. I love it.
Yeah, and then suddenly after the 10 seconds, I've got clothes on. That's what happened with her. Like,
That's what
yeah,
happens- that's what happens
brought her
They have
clothes.
to.
Every time, girls.
Bring
are
me
just,
Okay, now one
clothes.
thing I have to ask you guys about though, because their whole thing is they're trying to figure out, like, they go to the car to see if Lydia can get any sort of supernatural thing, and they're going, no, this is just a regular guy with a regular gun and a regular bullet. Nobody else had a problem with, like,
Oh, yeah.
that he ripped the door off.
looks like someone
that
ripped the
wasn't-
door off.
Yeah,
that
like
was-
the whole
yeah, I
time they
saw
were in
that.
the, and it took them looking at all of the bullet holes and all of the regular ones to be like, wait, one of these things is not like the other. And I'm like, he ripped the door off with his bare hands after he
Yeah.
hopped off a horse.
You know what
You
it is?
live in Beacon Hills. You know what this is.
You at first you have to refuse the call to action. You know, in all these hero epics and every story that you look at, any hero epic, look at Harry Potter or Star Wars, any of them, no matter how real it is, they'll be like, or Frodo, you know, Lord of the Rings, any of them, they're like, what? No. What? No. I'm not going. Get out of here. And then, you know, stuff gets even more real, and you can't ignore the call anymore. So
That's
you kind of
legit.
have to. What I was confused about was the.
Look at
was
Ryan over here, Mr. Douglas, hot
Nice
teacher.
job.
You know, check out Hero with a Thousand Faces by Joseph Campbell. It'll blow your mind. All right, so
We're losing him.
We're losing mate. I wanted to. What I was confused about was the compass. You know, this new teacher, this new character, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch his
Mr.
name.
Douglas.
Yes, Mr. Douglas.
Was that-
Smoke show, Mr. Douglas. That was
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what I was saying. You are.
Well,
You get to turn around in slow motion as you draw a cat on the whiteboard.
I'm sorry, but he was not charming at all.
What?
It was what you said, Elena, where like if another character laughs during the scene, the joke is obviously not funny.
Yeah, you know
just
that it's
wasn't.
a planned joke if the other character laughed at it. If it's a joke for the audience,
We planned
then
that.
nobody else laughs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that it's only that's unexpected laughter. is
So
what-
you guys liked Mr. Douglas?
I thought he was this little
anybody who
creepy
shows
vibe.
up
Little
by
creepy
Exactly.
spinning
vibe.
around in slow motion. You
and
know.
has a magical compass that finds ghost riders. Who is
Yeah.
this man?
Yeah.
Who is
The
he?
only thing though is like he should be teaching art. Like that cat
That
was
was
awesome.
That was a legitimate.
Why are you a science teacher, Mr. Douglas? Look at how good you can draw cats.
I don't know
That's
if
a good
anybody can grab a screenshot of that cat, but I'm sure everyone here would love to see it again.
That's my dream.
Screenshot that
a
cat
smart
for us.
man who
I'm
loves
kind of
cats.
over the cat and Mr. Douglas because he's obviously evil.
Now, who was this? It was. Who did you say it was? Corey, the invisible
That's
guy.
our
Yes.
He is kind of a space case, but they point out that he has like this. That Mr. Douglas has this compass in his little, seemingly unlocked drawer with personal items. But he gets this magical little compass that's pointing to the house, right?
Yeah.
Mason and Liam
I'm
go
just
there.
glad for Corey because we don't see him too often.
He was in the whole last season. You didn't see him?
Because he's invisible.
Oh wait. is that-
Yeah.
We really need a little monkey drum.
Yeah,
a
can we-
little monkey drum.
where are we?
We need to get that.
I mean, I'm not the only one who wants to see
There
it.
it
There we
is.
go.
Okay, there it is.
Who else wants to see more from the invisible character? No. There we go.
Oh my. You guys.
I can appreciate a good pun.
No, but so they go to the house, and it just so happens
the compass
that
brings them there.
Yeah, and Scott and Stiles is already there.
But why?
Yeah,
Is it just a regular
Alex-
compass, and there's an
Obviously
electromagnetic?
not. I don't think so.
Some sort of supernatural compass, but I don't know how they know that it's a supernatural compass or how they know that Mr. Douglas has it.
Now, since
Yeah,
we're on
that
the
was
point
weird.
of Mr. Douglas, whenever we're in the classroom in this show, they tell us something scientific or biological, and it always comes into play. Always, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Or literary.
Sure. And there's the literary thing about the Ghost Riders, but for the scientific side, there's the quantum superposition, which some people are familiar with, some are not. Basically, we're all made up of atoms. Those are made up of smaller pinpoints of energy, and even light has been theorized to be either a particle or it behaves like a wave as well, like light waves.
It's both,
And so how
depending
it
on
works?
how it's measured and how it's perceived.
Exactly. Light photons behave as a wave until you try to measure them, and then the wave collapses into a particle, as if observation itself can affect the physical world around us. So, that being said, how do you think actual observation or actual
Of the
conscious
wild
recognition of the wild hunt or of light in general will go into play in this show?
Well, I think it's also because they bring up the whole Schrodinger's cat, like the conundrum of if something is in a state of unknowing, what is its state of existence?
Right.
Which, because we don't know
Right.
Stiles, we don't know, does he exist if a tree falls in a forest
Right.
and no best friend is there to see that tree fall?
I'll be there for
does
you
the
guys.
bromance live?
Hopefully.
I won't let you fall.
You just gave me a great idea. So saying that whole box that they were talking about, and now Stiles is going to be in that box along with Alex, his parents, and no one knows where this box is or how to get to it. So I think that's probably going to be where the
Yeah.
season is, right? We're trying to open
Dylan
the box.
is the cat.
Dylan's the cat. Well, we solved it. Let's go
I
home.
love
Okay, game
Stiles
over.
and I love cats. I'm in.
I kind of saw a little bit, I don't know maybe if it's stretched, but in the actual house, the kid's house, Alex's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of seemed they opened the door and his bedroom's there.
Only his
In
bedroom.
the,
Only his bedroom.
Seemingly abandoned house.
They close the door and they're like, wait, what? They open it and all the stuff's gone. So the house itself was kind of like a box. Man, maybe this compass points
Well, this
to...
stuff was only gone after the ghost came back, like the Ghost Riders came back and presumably
Sucked
took
it all up.
Alex. Yeah.
And
So
then
it was
Alex's
only gone
room was
because Alex was taken. So when Alex was taken from this guy, then that's when all of his stuff disappeared because then he was no longer there.
And it's not just
And now
him,
Alex is in the box.
but it's
Of
also...
unknowing.
I mean, whatever memories are made of, right? It's in here somewhere.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
Of these...
Who am I to disagree?
Travel the world and the
Oh,
sun.
Jesus.
Anyway,
Everybody is looking for something,
not just-
and the
not just
something
the
we're
person,
looking for is
but there's-
Stiles and the Ghost Rider.
there's stuff.
Yes.
Anyone who had any contact with them, any timeline, but it seems like to not mess with, I guess not necessarily the timeline, right? Because it messes with the universe, the physicality of it. But if Stiles never existed in the first place, would his dad still be there? If he never existed at all, would everyone still
Well, it's
be
not like it's
friends?
a wonderful life situation. Like, it's not like he was never born. It's that he's erased from existence. So every point, everything up until this point in time has been fixed. It's just now the memories of his inclusion in it has been
Like
taken
all the
away.
pictures. He's not
Yeah,
in
all
the
the
photos
pictures, all the
anymore.
everything else,
Like a
but
Marty
everything else that
McFly
has
thing.
happened up to this point, anything that they needed Stiles there to accomplish to keep them all alive, that's all happened. They just have altered memories of it.
So it's like if we were gonna draw a picture, it'd be a line and then a break in the line, like a loop. So that it's the same timeline.
Yeah.
It's just a hop, skip, and a jump by Stiles.
Yeah, well,
not like
even
it's not
without
like a
a break
different
in
reality.
there's not
It's
even a
just
break
gone.
in the timeline. The time just keeps going. It's just part of it. One little piece is not there.
You
Yeah,
guys.
So where do you think he is? Because he's gone now.
I think he's in
Stiles?
some sort of ghost writer limbo.
He's in that box.
Yeah.
That we don't know if he's alive or dead or what. It's not even alive or dead. It's like
Exists
what his
at all.
Road
existence.
Rider's box.
Yes, he's in that box.
Okay.
And the team's gonna have to go on their own wild hunt and figure out how to unleash the people from this area box. We'll just keep it a box.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just feel bad that Lydia, anytime she gets any sort of premonition, has to also be electrocuted or like thrown into a wall. Like,
But like, did that even happen?
Well, this one, she has like some weird dream type thing where she's looking at the static and she's hearing the Riders on the Storm song and then gets shocked by like crazy lightning something.
Yeah. I think that was probably one of the least entertaining parts because I was just like, what? That's
really
her
cool,
getting
but
her
it just
premonition.
looked like a cool music video that I was like,
Yes.
hey, look at this cool Teen Wolf inspired music video that, now we're back in the episode.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, since we're
Looked
on
cool,
the subject of Lydia, I feel like we just have to talk about her and Stiles.
Stydia!
Like, I feel like we're finally getting a taste of that before he disappeared, thank God.
I'm gonna get a taste of this.
Same pun, we both had it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we've been wanting, for seasons we've been wanting them together. And the fact that, he starts disappearing and, like you said earlier, not even his dad recognized him. We thought he did for a second, but he calls everybody son, so no.
Hey, son,
That
how can I
was
help
an
you, son?
epic psych out. That was heart-wrenching.
Just
seeing
seeing
all
every-
of your
yeah.
friends just slowly forgetting that you even exist.
Because what is life if not shared?
Mm.
You're in
But
the
I
box.
do have to say, like, the fact that Stiles, I don't feel you existing or not existing, and that, like, what I'm saying is he needs to go to practice, is what I'm trying to say.
No one's going to tell him what time it is. He doesn't exist.
Let's
Because
think
the fact that he thinks,
outside
like-
the box.
It took all of that, like, somebody gave his jersey away, and he's like, am I even on the team? Like...
And he didn't get his yearbook picture. I mean, it was really from the start of the episode he
Yeah.
was starting to disappear.
Yeah,
And what's funny is that really played on his fear to begin with, because one of his biggest fears was like, leaving Beacon Hills, not being there, not being needed, not being remembered.
And that plays into, like you said earlier, a lot of our fears. I mean, even look at like Breakfast Club. Don't you forget about me. It's like walking out of high school, you build all these friends and these relationships, and you have this show that's been on for so many years. I think even the fans are feeling like, like when you walk away from something that's this important to you, this family.
We're
it's
all
like,
feeling this about the show.
Exactly. It's like,
Exactly.
we don't want to walk away and feel like it's been left behind. But I feel like as long as you remember something, then it exists and it's still real. Especially when you lose a loved one or something happens like that. It's if they're remembered, then they're still here and they're gone but not forgotten. And that's the one thing that we can kind of hold dear when something tragic like that happms.
Hold Teen Wolf dear.
Yes. Yes. And if
We'll never forget you.
We always have our reruns.
We're already mourning the loss of Teen Wolf
I
and
know, I
hoping
like
it's
that they
not
even-
erased
Yeah.
from our memory.
no.
Or our DVRs.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
I do love, though, that they have that little shout-out where they're all talking, where, like, Liam and Hayden and Mason are all there, and they're like, well, what's going to happen when Scott leaves? And he's like, I could be the...
I could be there. Come on.
And then he proceeds to run into an open door to open a door that was open.
Yeah, someone's maybe not ready.
That was
to be
super
alpha.
cute.
But honestly, I hope they continue him trying to prove himself that he can be the alpha because it's just so funny.
Yeah.
I love that because
he's
no
kind
one
of the
believes that
mix
he
of
can.
Scott and Stiles, where he has the
Exactly.
cute, goofy moments, but then also has the take charge situation. So I could see Liam potentially becoming a good alpha.
What do you guys think about Stiles is gone? He's Scott's best friend. Who's Scott's rock now? Scott. He doesn't have his best friend
He
anymore.
doesn't remember him.
He doesn't remember him. So
Yeah, so who's it gonna
Yeah.
be?
who's gonna be
Who's his pal?
His go-to, his number 2, his buddy.
Maybe Cody.
Oh, Cody will fill the
Yes.
gap in
Theo.
style.
Theo for the fans
Theo,
who
yeah,
forget
Theo.
Cody Christian's name. Theo. I think
Theo, yeah.
it's a good possibility. Theo will come in there.
Interesting.
Maybe.
All right.
I mean, Malia is going to be kind of alone, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, alone and naked.
Lone coyote.
Naked
She's not
and alone.
even a wolf.
Yeah,
That's the
true.
only time it doesn't work.
What about the blue glass? Can we talk about that? You called it Heisenberg showed
Yeah,
up?
the
and-
Heisenberg glass.
the
when they were
Heisenberg
trying to
glass.
figure it out. I'm like, obviously.
Why it glows? Well, there was that part with Liam and Hayden in the beginning where they were like, is that the Northern Lights? And it wasn't. It was like the supernatural coming. And then there was that part where it was Mrs. Martin talking about all the gases. And then there was helium in the beginning. So it's definitely about gases coming together. And it was also on the compass. So
Yeah,
there's
and then
something
they were also
there.
talking about how it was coming through the vents and the wind
Blood
would blow
everywhere.
when it would come through.
Can we talk about who that dead guy was?
With his head bashed in the boiler room?
Who was that?
Yeah, who did that? What happened there?
And like, what was the motivation for that?
I like how you say that like it was one of us, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, who did that?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
ask let's ask the chat. Who was that guy in the boiler room missing the back of his head? And
He looked like a janitor or something that was just so, I don't know. You know what I wonder? If it was somebody who got in the way of erasing some sort of getting into records.
Ooh, you know what?
Ooh, I would so love that, Elena. If like every episode someone's dying because
You
they
would love that.
remembered,
You're sick.
They remember or
they
yeah.
remembered, and
They
so
remembered.
and then they're
Do you
dying.
remember that one time when you stabbed me in the head? Okay.
Oh.
What about this? And this is just, I mean, hey, I'm throwing it out there. What
Yes.
about Mr. Douglas? Is he bad? Is he good or
Yeah.
bad?
I mean, he's bad. He's got this compass.
You think he has something to do with it?
He's got a compass.
I have a compass.
What a
No,
jerk!
you don't. Do you
I
guys
was a
seriously
Girl
have
Scout. That
compasses?
doesn't
No
mean I'm-
compass. No compass.
I have a compass.
No compass.
She's on a roll.
You guys don't have compasses.
Hang low. No, of course not.
But I don't have any blue glass, so.
Don't it?
Nope.
So obviously,
Do I?
Mr. Douglas killed the guy in the vent.
In
It
the
was
boiler
Mr.
room?
Douglas in the vent with a compass.
I think that's
killed
extreme.
him.
I don't know if that compass can make a gash like that
Okay,
in the
what
back
if-
of that poor man's head.
Really
What if
gotta-
the compass is Mr. Douglas's way to find who he needs to kill? And the compass took him to that guy in the vent, and that's how he killed him. So every time someone remembers, Mr. Douglas uses this compass to find the person that
I
he's
think
supposed
Mr.
to kill.
Douglas is the Ghost Rider.
Okay, all right.
I
will
don't think
say
he's a
lo-
ghost rider. I think he's the person who needs to kill people every episode.
Renji, so I asked, what's with the dead janitor? What's with that, right?
Yeah.
Renji 9099 says it's a clever distraction.
Come on!
No, think about it.
Reggie 9999. Was that his name?
99. Reggie and some numbers said it's a clever distraction. So, and I think that, you know, because what happened right after they came there to find the dead janitor there? Stiles showed up
Stiles.
because of the body. And
Right,
then he
yeah.
showed up there and got taken. And the same time, same place. Coincidence?
And it did pull the police
I think
officers
not.
away from the. That's why there was. Actually, I can give you that because that was why we were saying, why wasn't there a guard outside of Alex's cell? And it's because they got called to the school. So it could easily be a distraction just so that it gets the police away so that they can get Alex out of a cell.
I will agree with
And
you
then erase
guys
Clark's memory.
that it was a distraction, but it was a planned distraction by Mr. Douglas, who was helping the Ghost Riders. Yes,
I can see Mr. Douglas potentially being
Okay.
evil.
I could see
Yeah.
it too. He was too charming. You know what I mean?
He's got the Theo syndrome where he's like real charming, so he's got to be evil AF.
Does the chat think that Mr. Douglas is evil? That's what I want to know. And
Let's see, I'll ask him.
while they're figuring that out, I want to talk about Liam and Hayden making out. Liam's too busy to be alpha. Too busy.
I mean, I don't know. Scott was making out with Allison when he was becoming alpha too.
So this is part of the process. Making out. Falling in love.
I think that's just part of high school.
Sometimes you make out before you fall in love. Isn't that right, Chris?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, how would I know that?
I don't know. In case you watch romantic dating shows on, what channel was it?
Really? All right. Well, now you might just well tell them, or else this looks really weird. I was on TLC's Love at First Kiss,
Boom!
Season 1, Episode 8. Look it up. Sometimes you kiss before you fall in love.
Booyah!
That's what he
I
was
love
getting
it.
at.
Yeah, I was giving it a shout out. You know, it's cool.
Thanks,
And
Rai.
sometimes
Yeah.
you fall in love before you kiss if you're Stiles and Lydia.
You got a womp womp.
Aww.
But like
I
he
was
did,
gonna want
he
one.
gave her that peck though. He got a little peck.
You got it in there.
He did get the little cheek peck.
He also went through their entire relationship on the show when he danced with her at her birthday, and then he's had a crush on her every year.
It was a really sweet moment, but I do wish that it had not been immediately preceded with "There's no time" monologue.
There really
There's no time
wasn't.
to get out of here.
Here's the
But
thing.
first,
Let me remind you.
Let's
and I
go
do
over the
love
last few
that.
years.
I do love everything about it though,
Yeah.
and everything they mention. And the one line where he's like, "Remember, I love you." I'm like,
Die.
rip
I
out
die.
my heart.
Yes.
Rip out my heart and stomp on it, Teen Wolf.
Yeah, they did right there because that's what we're left with.
okay.
They know how much we love Stydia.
All right, I asked, is Mr. Douglas good or bad to the live chat? And here's what we got. We got a couple answers. Price Right says he's a Nazi. And to follow that up, Jen Bledsoe says the Nazi werewolf who escaped at the end of the last season.
But
It's not ringing a bell, but
We're all looking at each other.
I mean,
because our memories were erased.
if that's the case, then this school really needs to. I love it. You're on your game today. I love it.
Yes, shout out to our engineer. You're amazing.
If that's the case, if there is a Nazi werewolf teaching science class, I mean, Beacon Hills really needs to work on their hiring process. Like, where's HR during all these things? Like,
Erased.
I feel like,
are
yeah,
you a werewolf?
erased.
Check yes or no.
That's who's in the boiler room. It was HR coming to check up. And they were like, just don't go to Beacon Hills. Let them do their own thing.
Let's see.
Man.
Bad things
true.
happen to all of our reps. So, man, I want more Stiles. I want them to find him. I know that they're not going to, but I want them to find him immediately because I just want to see more of him.
You know it's going to be a whole season-long hunt for Stiles. And who else is going to disappear? Maybe we should roll into predictions?
Yeah.
Yes.
And now,
my favorite part.
your AfterBuzz TV
I'll dance to anything.
predictions.
Who else is going to disappear this season, guys?
Me.
Oh,
Really? Really?
How far is it gonna take it? No. I will
not
actually.
that far.
I will actually be gone a few episodes. I'm going out of town to see my family.
So you're not going to be here next week?
Next week I will be in Denver visiting my family for Thanksgiving. So that's a prediction for
hope
me.
you don't
I will
get
be gone,
erased.
and if I don't come back,
Remember?
me.
Jesus.
Don't you? Okay, I would like to predict. Let's see. I think that Liam is gonna keep trying to fight to be alpha.
Yes.
Wait, who else is gonna disappear? That's the question.
Yes.
Corey.
And for those of you,
She's on fire.
he's the one that disappears, by the way.
I'm gonna ask the chat.
in case
I
you
tell
don't
what,
remember.
throw us your prediction. I'm gonna ask the chat who they think is gonna disappear.
All right, who's going to disappear? Well, maybe Malia will disappear.
I can see Malia. Malia kind of does her own thing anyway.
So she'll probably wander off into the woods.
I could
and-
see Hayden or like one of that new kind of core group, like
Yeah.
the people who are gonna still be there after.
6B.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see one of them getting taken and having that carry through
Maybe even
as they
Liam.
continue this hunt for Blue November.
Yes, I agree. I don't know. I feel like I feel like this season's gonna be sexy. It seems like it's gonna be sexy.
What season isn't sexy? This is Teen Wolf.
I know, but we've already seen Liam and Hayden making out, going on dates. Seems like they've been together for a while. They were talking about all their flashback dates. I feel like one of them have to be taken, right?
Yeah, anytime you see anybody happy on this show, something something goes awry.
All right, we got Daquan J says Mason is going to disappear.
Oh, well, we can ask him next week.
And then he'll say, you're going to have to watch and find out. Because they never tell us anything.
What if he did? What if he was like, this is everything that happens?
Okay, guys, buckle up.
It is over. It's not like he can get fired.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Right? You know what? I would have to agree with that. Mark Murphy actually says, I don't think anyone else will disappear, but I think Jackson or Isaac will be in the area where the Ghost Riders take people along with Peter and Stiles.
You guys always want old cast members to come back. I don't think it's happening. These people have moved on to other shows, unfortunately. I'm breaking hearts.
Maybe keep on hope.
I'm breaking hearts.
I would have to say, I think that whoever else was in that house, the house where stuff was disappearing, they were...
Alex and his parents.
That house. It was Mason and Liam and Scott and Stiles. And then Liam and Hayden were also on the road. Anyone who has been around, and...
They didn't see it, though.
Malia.
They just saw the aftermath.
But, yeah, it's true. There really wasn't that... Unless I missed it, there wasn't a lot of foreshadowing for anyone else. But whoever was on the road of the wild hunt, I think, is in the crosshairs.
Not a lot of foreshadowing, just a lot of horse shadowing.
Oh,
Did Liam or Hayden see any of the wild hunt? I don't think so, right? If anything, maybe Liam.
I don't think either of them did.
I don't think so either.
I think there's
you know
going
what?
to be...
I knew all the answers, but this guy in a horse showed up and then I forgot. So
this horse.
yeah.
Excuse me, I'm getting a little...
You guys. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's probably enough of our predictions, but I think we're really on to something with the whole Stiles is now the cat in the box kind of idea.
Schrodinger Stiles.
Yes, I think they're in this limbo. I think Lydia, obviously, for some reason, will be the one to remember because Banshees.
We saw in the...
A Banshee never forgets. It's
Right.
like the elephant of the supernatural.
Yep, she's going to get some flashbacks in her head and not know who this person is.
We saw an image of her highlighting and stops at the word style. I think she's going to have flashbacks. People are going to remember and be compelled.
What if she just goes and becomes a stylist and she gets it all wrong?
Nice. You're just
very fashionable.
Elena Jordan.
Elena Jordan, everybody.
Where can the fans follow you and continue to hear more of these puns? Where? Tell us where, please.
If you want to continue to be punished, you can find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan and on Instagram.
Oh my god, that was terrible. I had to get on the mic. Oh my god, that hurt my soul.
Thank you, Alexis.
Damn it.
Thank you.
Damn it.
Ryan Malaty, please tell us where we can keep in touch with you when you are erased from the show next week.
If you dare, come find me at Ryan Malaty, and yes, show me that you haven't forgotten me, that I haven't been taken by a Ghost Rider. I love you all so much. I'm very happy to be back. Welcome back.
You guys can check me out at Cinematic Escape on Twitter. And at Cinematic_Escape on Instagram. Check out those photos from the premiere party I went to last night with the cast. We're going to have Kylan Rambo, who plays Mason, in the house with us next week. Tune in. Until then.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.